Alright YouTube, so in the process here of doing a patch on this motorcycle tire, as you can see I picked up a piece of debris. I don't know if it's a nail or a tack or something right here in the center. Currently not losing any air, but I still feel more comfortable, and it's right in the middle, so I'll be okay with patching it, but I'm going to patch it from the inside rather than just doing a plug. Starting to get a flat spot. I've been doing a lot of commuting lately, but still got some life left in these tires, so I'd like to patch this. So I've already done a video of removing this from the bike itself. I'll put a link here and in the description if you want to go watch that. But now what I'm going to be doing is removing this wheel from the rim, or this tire from the wheel, should I say. And I don't have an actual tool to do that, so what I'm going to be doing is the zip tie method, and I'll explain some of that as we go. But using just these zip ties and my hands, really, I'm going to be able to remove this tire from this wheel. So let's go ahead and get started with that. That's a little intro, and let's rock and roll. So let's go ahead and get started here. Got the wheel off. So first thing we're going to do is let some air out here, and then we're going to go ahead and start feeding these zip ties through. I'll explain how to do that a little bit. But I got some cardboard set up here. I also have some 2x4s. That way I can lay the wheel on those and not have to worry about my sprocket or brake rotor scraping on the concrete, that type of stuff. So just a little precaution. Now the first thing I'm going to do is just let the air out of this. I'm actually going to use this little valve stem remover. I'm going to remove the valve to make it a little quicker. You could just sit here and hold it down until the air comes out, however you wish. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So you can hear some air starting to come out, slowly but surely. This just makes things quicker. Valve stem removed. Was using just a little butterfly remover here. Alright, and as you can hear, that didn't take too long. Alright. There we go. So we got the air out. Next thing we're going to do is work on breaking the bead. That way we can actually get the tire off the wheel. As you can see here to the right, I'm actually going to use this bead breaker tool that I picked up. You might look familiar. This is a Harbor Freight model. I think it was maybe 30 bucks. So there is also a 2x4 method. You can look that up on YouTube as well. If you don't have this tool and you need to get this tire off in a hurry, there is a 2x4 method that does work. I've used it before, but it is kind of a little bit of a struggle. So if you're going to be doing this more than once, or if you just want to have the tool, the 30 bucks is well worth it, I promise you. Also, to make things just a little easier, I mixed up, this is just water and some dish soap. You could use water and baby soap, whatever you want to use, just something to help lubricate this a little bit. It'll make your life a lot easier with the removal, as well as when we go to put it back on and set the bead again. I'll show you that. So I'm just going to start, squirt a little of this around the edge, let it work its way down in there. And it's real simple with this tool. If I can get it in there, there we go. So we set it in there, make sure that's still on the camera. Kind of feed him up in there where I want him. Gotta get it just right. And we're just going to press him down in there. Gotta get it in the right spot. There we go. And once it breaks loose, you should be able to break it all the way around. And you can see that was pretty easy, guys. Alright. Now I'm going to move to the other side. I'm going to be a little more gentle because my sprocket's facing down there now. So I'm actually going to set a little 2x4 over here. That way it'll be suspended. Lube it up a little bit. Alright. And that's that. So that's breaking the bead. Now you may say 30 bucks just for that 1 minute of use, but definitely well worth it, guys. A lot easier than having to mess with shimming up together a 2x4 and all that good stuff. So now that we're done with that portion, again, these are my 2x4s. Now we're going to move forward. The beads are broke, and we'll be able to feed these zip ties through. So let me go ahead and try to shoot a quick video of that. I move the camera over here to the side. So we got our wheel off, we got the air let out, we broke the bead. Now we're going to go ahead and start feeding these zip ties through so that we can squeeze the tire together all the way around, and it'll basically expand that inner diameter, and we can just slide it right off of the wheel. For this, I'm using, these are some 24-inch heavy-duty zip ties. Again, I have a Harbor Freight right down the road, so this pack of 10 of these was maybe $1, $1.50. I've also done it with some shorter ones at 1.5 feet, but I just find these, let me show you. I find these heavy duty ones, you can see how thick they are, and they're pretty rigid, and I'm able to feed those through a little bit easier than the other ones that I've tried to use in the past. You also want to feed this through correctly so that you'll be able to zip tie it this way. You don't want it to be upside down, or then you might have some problems. You won't be able to secure it. So just be aware of that. Feed it through properly where you can secure it on the top. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Again, your soap and water will help tremendously here. Put a little bit on both sides. And you want to find a location on the wheel for this first one. The first one will be the trickiest. But you can see, so this squeezes in, the bead's broken on both sides. I can squeeze it in, and I'm going to work on fishing it under there. Alright, if I can get my camera to cooperate. So I fed it through on this right side over here. And you can see on this left side that it's starting to poke through. You see it right there? So then all we got to do is grab it and pull it through. Alright, so I'm feeding it through. It's poking out the other side now. I actually didn't have to use pliers this time. Let me tilt the camera a little bit. Whoop. There we go. So now you can see it coming through the other side. Now I'm going to start securing this. So again, just start zipping it. And then I'm going to squeeze it a little bit and tighten it down some more. Squeeze it a little bit and tighten it down some more. Alright. And for this first one, I'll just leave it like that. We can go back and tighten it some more as we go. But now that the first one's in there, the rest should be a lot easier. Let's see if I can. And you can even, if you want, feed it through right by this one and it'll come right through. You see how quick that was. Then you can slide it down. Depends on how many zip ties. I mean, you can do it with less. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 of them. But the closer you space them, the tighter you'll be able to get that, and the easier it'll be to get the tire off in a minute. So I'm just going to do it, make my life a little easier, maybe every 10 inches or a foot or so. And you get that zip down, and you can squeeze it, pull it some more. And you can see this one already got a lot tighter than this last one. See how tight I got this one. But now I can go back to this first one and secure him down a little bit more. Now I'm just going to work my way around, feeding these zip ties through. Again, you might not want to start way back here. Start up by where the other one's in, and it'll feed right through like that. Then you can slide it down a little bit and squeeze it together. Put a little more lube, just makes it easier to work with. Give another zip tie, feed him through. And also make sure that the end's on this side, because as you tighten it, it'll pull it over. So I'll start with it here as I feed it through. And squeeze it together, tighten it down. So there's 4. Again, I'm spacing them, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches or something, just to make the next step easier. I got plenty of these zip ties, and they're only $1. So, squeeze that down, pull it over, squeeze it, pull it. Working our way around. You can see how easy this is to move around on the wheel now. And here in a minute, we'll be able to just pop it right off. But, there's another one. Alright, so I should be able to probably do just one more. Alright, so now I got them kind of all the way around. And if you wanted this step, you can go back. You can now see I can move the wheel freely. It's pretty loose in there. But you can go back and double check if any of these are, if you think they're not tight enough. Okay, at this point, I got my zip ties all zipped down, secure tight. Depending how tight you were able to squeeze those down, and how much lube and manpower you're feeling like you have at the time, you might be able to just slide this off without using that much force. It'd be easier if you work it all the way to the side first. What I'm going to do, just to show you another route, I'm going to use just a little pry bar. Maybe you have the actual spoons for changing a tire. I'm just going to use this pry bar here. This actually goes to my truck. I'll also use a piece of cardboard so I don't damage my wheel at all. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down here on my 2x4 so it's not hitting the ground. And I'm just going to use this pry bar to get a little leverage on it, and also some cardboard in the way so that I don't damage my wheel. So I'm just going to feed him in here. Get him over the lip. You can see I got this one spot cleared away here. And then just with a little lube, it should just fall right out. So, there I got my wheel. And using the zip tie method, got the tire off. Now, since I'm going to be doing a patch, and you also don't want to leave these zip ties on there too long. You don't want your wheel to start getting any kind of memory to this shape. So go ahead and once you get it off, go ahead and cut them loose. And that's basically the procedure for that, guys. I'll also do a video of putting it back on the wheel, but it's basically the exact same way. We'll go ahead and zip tie it while it's off, and you'll also be able to zip tie it a little bit better so you don't got the rim in your way. And then we'll use a little lube and slide them on. But I'll have another video of that. I'll link in the description. If you're also curious about how to patch this wheel, I'm also going to be doing a video of that. So I'll link that as well. But that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching, and comment, subscribe below.
Go, go, go! I want to drink more beer until I...